How's it going, guys? I'm having a freaking meltdown today. Um, so y'all know my roof got hit by a tree. Um, Called the guy I'm buying it from. He had apparently canceled the insurance after he got a big payout from the last time a tree fell on the house. And after that, he canceled the insurance. So found out there's no insurance to help with any of this at all. Well, he showed up. He helped me, him and a couple of his buddies with some equipment, helped me get the tree off the house. We got the tree cut up, we got it off the house. And he said, hey, this is not my problem. This is your house. I'm not getting involved. I've got nothing to do with it. My wife's mad at me for even being here today helping you at all. And I'm like, oh, crap, now what? Well, I work with a contractor. And one day when he was bringing me home from work, he says, let's just do this. Next Saturday, I'll come over. We'll tear it all off there. We'll frame it back in. And then, you can tinker around with the insulation and the drywall and stuff like that at your leisure. I'll help you get it framed back in. We'll get that done. I'm like, okay, cool. I love you, man. Well, then Mel shows up Friday, which today is Sunday. Mel shows up Friday. And I told him, I said, hey, you told me that you got nothing to do with this, so I went out and I found somebody to help me with it. We got this taken care of. What we're going to do is he's going to come over with some people and some equipment on Saturday. We're going to tear out tear off the roof, tear out the broken 2x4s, replace them. And he's like, no, 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 you can't do that. You have to sister them back together. You have to leave the old 2x4s. They have to stay, and otherwise this, that, and the other, the inspections and just a bunch of bullshit garbage is what it turned out to be. But I went to Al and said, Al, apparently we have some issues that with the inspections and stuff like that, we're not allowed to do this. Mel says we can't do it that way. It has to be done this way. We're not. And Al just kind of said, Jim, I've been doing this for 35 plus years. I don't know what he's talking about, but at that point, I can't get involved. I can't help you if there's some liability and there's some potential issues. I just can't be involved and help you. And I'm like, oh, for fuck's sake. So here's what Mel ended up doing in 3 days. He spent a couple hours on Friday, a couple hours on, or no, yeah, 2 days. A couple hours on Friday and a couple hours on Saturday. Here's what he spent that time doing. Well, he basically stood on the ground over here and yelled and talked a bunch of shit to me and cut some wood and hand me. But now this is where I'm at, okay? Apparently, and when I called him out on it, when I said, oh, we can't, you said we can't. He said, well, no, I said maybe we should blah, blah, blah. But use some of the 2x6s that I got donated and said, oh, we'll just put them there. And now here's what I'm looking at, guys. This is what he did. This is what he did. And now I'm trying to figure out. They're all cut at different angles. I mean, this one comes out 1.5 feet. This one comes out 1 foot. This one's 5-6 inches. Same here. They're all at different angles, different gaps. A couple of those are barely touching. I don't know if you can see, but a couple of those are barely touching much wood up there. And then you got the original, which is up here. And that is, look, how the fuck am I supposed to drywall that? How am I supposed to put drywall in here? And when I asked him, he says, "Oh, we'll just cut some more 2x4s. We'll cut little pieces of 2x4s and nail them in there." And then, I'm still dealing with all this. I still have big hole over there that nothing was done with. And then yesterday around lunchtime, he says, "Well, I got to go home now." because he lives up in Michigan. He says, I got to go home now. I'm going to try to get back down here. I can't come back next week, but maybe in 2 or 2.5 weeks, I can come back and do a little bit. This motherfucker told me he's adding $5,000 onto my contract for this. I'm so pissed the fuck off right now. And then it started raining, and rain was pouring down through here, all down through the valley. It was running down through here. It was following the electrical wires and running down the wall. I actually had water coming out. You can see the stains. I had water coming out of the fucking electrical plug and through the bottom underneath the trim board on the floor. I'm so pissed the fuck off right now, guys. It went from my buddies, the guy I work with, are going to come over and help me out. We're going to tear it off in one day and frame it back in, and then we can get the inspection and I can go from there, to this motherfucker showing up because he smells money and believes he can get a lot more money out of it, to fucking destroying my house like this. Half-ass bullshit. How the fuck am I supposed to drywall this? How the fuck am I supposed to put drywall on this now? And this is something he said when I told him. Al said, we'll just tear off the broken ones and put new 2x4s in, sheet it, we'll frame it in, blah, blah, blah. He says, and I quote, you can't do that because the inspectors will force you to... He said something about having to have different light bulbs in closets. Because the inspectors, if we put new material in, the inspectors would say, oh, this is a new build, and now we have to upgrade the entire house and all this bullshit. And now he does this half-ass bullshit and then walks away from it for weeks or a month and leaves me in this situation and tries to add $5,000 to my contract for his... I don't know, guys. I'm about to pack my dog. If I honestly could right now, or had any resources or any way to, I'd pack up my dog and leave. And the cats, of course. But I'm kind of fucked right now. So, all right, guys. I love y'all. I appreciate y'all. Stay safe. And I'll talk to you soon.